Well, hey, it's Christian Buckley with CollabTalk, and I'm here with Magnus, who I just ran into randomly on campus. So, introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. I'm Magnus Mårtensson from Sweden. I'm an Azure MVP and a regional director, and I run my own company, Loftysoft, where I basically help other people get really good at using the cloud.
And by the way, I think I mentioned to you, I can't remember an update. So my son is south of Stockholm in Linköping.
Yes, that's right.
So it's the fifth or seventh biggest city.
Yeah, something like that. It's middle of Sweden, or the bottom middle. It's a funny term because most of the people live in the south.
Right.
So it's south of Stockholm, north of Malmö, where I live.
But it's more of an urban where he was out on the west coast in Kungsbacka.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
it's a good place.
He just experienced his coldest day ever of minus 24 Fahrenheit.
Yes, it's cold right now in Sweden, but it's unseasonably cold.
Is it?
It's not usually this cold.
Oh.
Anyway, people think we live in the North Pole or something. We don't.
Close to it.
Yeah.
So Magnus and I met. We were both the MVP reporters at Ignite and community reporters.
Yes.
And I think we're going to be again. I think they're on the list.
Oh God!
I know. Have they reached out?
We'll see.
It was a lot of work.
Oh my God! It was fun. It was crazy. It was a whirlwind. We got to see basically Ignite behind the scenes, which is very exciting, and see how that machine operates.
I have to say though, being with the keynote going on, of course, I was there on the floor.
Yeah.
I remember. So were you over in the box for that? But so they come back to me at one point where I'm sitting there with voices and they're talking to me the whole time, and I've got the light getting ready in my face, and they're like, "And what are your thoughts about what they just said in the keynote?" And I'm like, "I didn't hear anything."
It was great.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the best thing ever.
Now, I was out on the floor once, and the whole crew that we were filming with, we were doing an interview, pretty much like this.
Yeah.
So we were geared up. We're waiting for the interview, waiting for the cue from Seth Juarez to go over to us, and there we were standing and waiting, and the whole team just missed his cue. So the cut over to me was like, and then I hear,
and then you're standing,
and then I hear Seth go, Are you hearing me, buddy?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I do. I'm here. It was really fun.
I think it went pretty smoothly otherwise.
Yes.
So we were talking about some of what's going on, and obviously we're at the MVP Summit. We're standing outside of Building 92.
Building 92.
Where you can come and visit because it's all under construction. It's a visitor center, has the store.
The store,
things.
Microsoft Store.
It's all under construction as there's the perpetual, under construction that's happening.
Renovating.
The stuff that's going on.
Yep.
And so so a lot of the office servers and services are all upstairs in the sessions that are going on. You've been over in Building 33.
Has been a lot of Azure over there.
Right.
A bunch of new stuff. Of course, I'm quite closely tacked to Azure, so I've been camping out over there the whole week.
Well, just if you have time, if you walk over to 34, if you just go into the lobby, you'll be able to pick up the signal on Foursquare and check in at the Share Quilt.
There you go.
So, just saying, you stop by campus.
Oh yeah.
So we were talking about some of what you're focused on and what you're working on. And
yes. So I absolutely. I have a focus on line of business applications. I help customers kind of take whatever it was that they had on premises or as a service, as a software product that they ship to customers, and then transform that. What type of an architecture would that translate into in Azure, and what are the steps for migration? It takes them maybe a few steps to get it right in Azure, but what do we do in the meantime? And to be able to come over there and then sort of change whatever you had into using modern technologies. It sounds like the other ones are outdated, but cloud-based services, such as, for instance, the ability to run Service Fabric. You could run Service Fabric anywhere, but it runs really well in Azure. The ability to use Cosmos DB for storing your data, those kinds of things.
Right. Yeah. And so we were talking about some scenarios where that you have some customers. Maybe give some examples.
So without mentioning any names, I have a rather large ISV right now that I'm working with. They have, when I say rather large, they're not, stupid large. They're just sizable. They have at least 500 databases, and that's respectful. I mean, it's no small thing anymore.
Right.
What they also have is that they have these things. They have their data on their applications running on 3 continents. So they have 3 geographical locations. They have East Australia, which is the smallest one. They have Eastern US, which is the second smallest one, and the largest current customer base based in the West Europe data center.
So do you run in any of the like the geolocation? And I know it's in Azure, but as far as the Azure data centers that are there, and so I mean, is that a part of the reason you have you have the ability in Azure, depending on the geo, to select which servers,
so
which environments if it's out.
So in my customer's case, they have some domains that they browse to get into the applications, and that starts off with the traffic manager, pointing them, directing them to, you're closest to the Europe cluster, so we'll send you to the Europe endpoint, and they will get into the application itself. And then, of course, there is this challenge of where the data is located, because the data needs to be located close to the application. Otherwise, latency would kill it. It wouldn't work at all.
It's where that Microsoft made-up word comes in play of performant. It needs to be a performance system.
It needs to be performant. Yes, very important. Performant.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, they have to have their data for those customers in Europe.
Yeah.
But what about the same? When the scenario when these are large companies that are customers of my customer, the end customer of this service that they're building. What if they have workers also in Australia? People that will be moved by the traffic manager to the Australia applications, the deployments down there or down under, right?
Right.
How do we do it then? Because the data I just told you, the data was in Europe. So what do you do, right?
Yeah.
So that's where all these kinds of data migration strategies comes into play, and that's where you can do lots with storage and you can have copies of data,
replication,
data in many
actual
locations.
migration,
yes.
right?
But I love specifically a service. Really very much appreciate a service such as the Cosmos DB, where you can literally point and click, and when I say literally, it's on a map.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the data center dots on the map, and my data is in Europe. I would like to have a copy of this data automatically always synchronized also to Australia. Of course, it won't be
instant real time.
That makes no sense because the speed of light and many hops around the world, and
that dang speed of light.
Yes, there's that. It's a reality we have to face. But
not until we get our warp cores, then we're
then let's beam the data through the planet.
Right.
Anyways, so what that turns into, it's a scenario where you can start to build applications that are not really, they don't really care anymore about data locality. This used to be a huge challenge for building global applications in the past. You had to do a ton of legwork yourself, and difficult to how do we resolve conflicts and all these things. A lot of this is just completely now handled by the Cosmos database. It's incredible.
Well, that's very cool. So, I don't know what's available that's out there. People find out more about that. Where should people go and learn first?
They basically go to azure.com/CosmosDB and figure stuff out.
Tell me.
Yeah, tell there. Yeah. Also, hi guys. So definitely check out Cosmos DB. Also, just learn about the basics, the fundamentals of such things as Azure storage. Because if you know and understand the features of those services, bottom level not as in they're bad, but as in fundamental storage capacities. If you understand how that works, that will impact how your architecture works.
Right.
So that's basically where you go to Azure, check out storage, check out Cosmos DB and Service Fabric while you're at it. It's a good thing, definitely.
And then how can people get in touch with you if they want to find out more about?
I'm NoUpMan online, so I'm very, very findable. Basically on every social media, I am NoUpMan. So I think that's where you'll most easily find me.
Well, I'll link and things that are out there. Magnus, thanks a lot for your time. I'll let you get back to either your shopping or back over
I'm going to go back to the sessions,
so
yes.
I'm going to go get into the next session as well.
Thanks.
So it's great seeing you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
I'll see you at the end of the summer at Ignite. I will see you there, right?
Oh my gosh, yes, I hope
All right.
so.
I'll see you there.